Welcome to Migoyugo. I am the Nightfly, and today is Saturday, the 27th of December. This is our weekend live stream. We do it at 3 o'clock on the weekend, so 3 o'clock on Saturday, Sunday, and 6 p.m. on weekdays. This is a game called Migoyugo. It is a brand new game that I invented, a little while ago. And I'm trying to get the word out about the game, and I figured this might be a good way to do it by showing people how to play the game and by playing against those people. So if we take a look up here, we can see these are all players who have signed up. They are members of the game and it doesn't cost anything. All you need to do is just give your email address. You will create a username and a password. And when you want to play the game, you can play against other members and you can keep your stats. So you can see all of my stats. Green is a win, red is a loss, yellow is a tie. You can see my last 10 games. I have 6 wins and 4 losses, no draws. My longest streak is 9. My longest loss streak is 7 games. And the game is very simple. It's one of the easiest games that you will ever see. And how do you play the game? Well, all you have to do is place pieces on the board. Those pieces are called Migos, and I'm going to show you a white Migo. That is a white Migo. There's 64 squares on the board. You can play your Migo anywhere. So it's a 2-player game. I'll be white. I've placed my Migo on the board, but this is just practice, so I'm also going to be black. So I'm going to play a black Migo over here. And you can create lines of Migos. It doesn't matter where you put your Migo on the board as long as that space is not already taken. But there is one other rule. You can't make a line of more than 4 of your own color. So it is white's turn, and you can see here that there are 3 white Migos in a row. If you create a line of 4 in a row, exactly 4, not less than 4, not more than 4, but exactly 4, then the 4th piece that you play becomes a Yugo. Now, what's the difference between a Migo and a Yugo? Well, a Yugo has a red mark in the middle, and a Migo is just blank. It's a white or a black. And when you create a Yugo, all the Migos on the board will disappear. Or sorry, all the Migos in that line, pardon me, will disappear. So if I create a Yugo here on C7, watch these 3 Migos disappear, and the Yugo appears on C7. Now, I have 3 black Migos in a row. If I was to play another one here on F4, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. But the fact is, I'm not able to play on F4 because there's this other black Migo sitting here on F3. And if I was to create a line, that would create a line of more than 4. So watch what happens. It doesn't permit it. Little red mark shows up. It says it's an illegal move. I can't create a line of longer than 4 of my own color. So I cannot play black here on F4, but I can play up here on F8 because that would create a line of exactly 4, not more than 4. So I could do that. And there we go. That creates a Yugo. And then white plays, and then black plays. Now white can play here or here and create another Yugo. If I play here on B7, I create a second Yugo, and these 2 Migos disappear because the Migos always disappear when you create a Yugo in that line, just like so. And now I'm going to put a black Migo here, a white Migo here. I'll create another line of 4. That's going to create another black Yugo. Now it's white's turn. If white plays here, it creates a line of 4. That creates another white Yugo. And how do you win the game? Well, we're at the point at this game where it's important to understand what the purpose is. And how do you win? You win by getting 4 Yugos in a row. Remember, the Yugo is the piece with the red dot. So it's black's turn. If black doesn't play on D7 right here, then on white's turn, white will play on D7 and will win the game with an Igo. So I'm going to play here on F6 with black. Now it's white's turn. I'm going to show you what happens if white plays on D7. The game ends. 4 Yugos in a row. is an IGO, and the game ends immediately. So that's how you play the game. If you want, there's a tutorial over here that pretty much tells you the same thing. You play on an 8x8 board, you alternate turns, white first and then black, and you place your Migos anywhere on the board. The first tactical step is to create a Yugo. And a Yugo is created when you build an unbroken line of exactly 4 pieces of your own color, horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. And when you create a Yugo, it's identified with a red mark. And at that same moment, all of the Migos in a line of 4 disappear. But remember, Yugos cannot disappear. They can't be removed from the board, so they stay there. So in this example, we have a white, then a black, then a white, then a black, then a white. So we have 3 white Migos in a row. This fourth becomes a Yugo, and the first 3 disappear. You cannot create a line longer than 4. So here's 2 white Migos with a space in the middle. Can't play there because that would create a line longer than 4. It would create a line of 5 Migos. So remember, no more than 4. But if you do get exactly 4, that creates a Yugo. And exactly 4 Yugos in a row wins the game with an IGO. So in this example, we have 1, 2, 3 Yugos in a line. There's a space. If we put a 4th piece there, that creates a 4th Yugo, and the game ends with an IGO. It's possible that no one can create an IGO. So how does the game end if no one can create an IGO? If at any time either player is unable to play a legal move or all 64 squares are covered, the game ends with a Wigo, and the player with the most Yugos wins. If both players have the same number of Yugos, it's a draw. That's basically it. So I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to go here. We have 4 levels of AI bots. I'm going to go to level 4, which I've been working on, and it's not really all that strong, but if you're new to the game, if you've never played the game before, then you should be able to um, beat these. Just wanted to see if anyone's logged in. If we go here to level 4, I'm going to so if I choose white, that means I go first. If I choose black, then I'm selecting black for myself. And if I hit start, then the AI will go first because white always moves first. So let's see where the AI goes. So the AI has chosen D5. I'm going to go next door on E5. So I'm playing a bot. I'm not playing a human opponent. I'm playing the computer. The computer has been designed to play according to the rules. There we go. It created a Yugo, and those 3 Migos disappeared. So the Migo that was blocking me is gone. I'm going to play here on D5, and that will create a black Yugo for me, and these 3 Migos will disappear. Now it's white's turn, and the objective, remember, is to create Yugos and then get 4 Yugos in a row. Once you create a Yugo, it stays on the board exactly where it is. It can never be moved. So this Yugo on D5 is not going anywhere. For the rest of the game, it's not going anywhere. So I have a couple of Yugos in a row. It has a couple of Yugos kind of lined up. And I'm going to put another Migo between these two and see what the AI does. So it blocked at this end. It didn't want me to create a line of 4, but it could only block one of those lines. So now I'm going to play here. I'm going to create a Yugo on E5, and that way this Migo on C5 will disappear. I'll have 3 Yugos in a row with a space it needs to block where it loses. There we go. So it blocked. So the AI has to remember, don't remove C5, because if C5 disappears, it's probably going to lose the game. So where shall I go from here? I'm going to go here, and I'm going to just block this line here. And then I'm going to create, hopefully, a line where I can create another Yugo. So it blocked up here, but I'm going to block it here. I don't want it to create another Yugo. So again, the AI knows what to do. Again, it blocked me here. It's just not very good at doing it. So we'll see how strong it is. Is it going to remember, don't remove this Migo on C5? We're going to find out. Now, I opened this one up. Is it going to take advantage? Yes, it does. And I need to block here on B7 because if I don't block on B7, that's going to create 3 Yugos in a row and A7 will disappear and it's going to have an open-ended win. I cannot let that happen. I'm going to block here as well. So the AI is playing okay. It is playing certainly well enough at this point to keep up with me. I have 4 Yugos. It has 3. We're not really concerned about that at this point because we only count the number of Yugos if the game goes to a Wego. If there's no more legal moves or all 64 squares are filled up, then we would count the Yugos. Does it want to create a Yugo up here? No, it doesn't. I wouldn't either. But do I want to create a Yugo here? I think I do. I'm going to create a Yugo here. It's got to be careful. Now, I'm going to let it go here if it wants. What should I do with this one? I am going to play. I'm going to leave that open and just going to play down here. Welcome to Migoyugo. I'm the Nightfly, and this is a brand new abstract board game. And I'm going to let it have that. Let's see if it knows. If it creates a Yugo here on C8 or on C4, that Migo will disappear. It'll only be 1 move away from a win, but I will be 1 move away from a win here on C5. So I'm going to let it play there and see what it does. Will it create that line? It won't. Okay, well, let's block it up here. Is it going to do it now? It won't. So it is learning. So I've taught it to not remove that piece. And I think it knows, but we'll see. Okay, now I can play here because it can't. So the AI cannot play on C4. And I'll tell you why. It has 1, 2, 3 pieces in a row, then this empty space, and then a 4th piece, all in a line. So it is not going to be able to play here on C4 because that would create a line longer than 4, and the game won't permit that. So what am I going to do about that? I'm just going to play. You know what? I'm going to create a Yugo there myself because it cannot play here. And now I have blocked that. So I've got 6 Yugos to 4. It blocks up here. I'm going to block up here. It may create its own Yugo. And I'm going to give it 2 things to block. It's going to block up there. I'm going to take that, create a Yugo here. Now it has to play here. And what am I going to do? I'm going to create a Yugo here. So it's created a second Yugo up here. If I go to review, let me see what happened. How did it do that? So it had 3 pieces in a row and an open space, and it created a Yugo there. Okay. So that gives me the ability to create another Yugo here to block, and then it will have to block up here. It'll have 3 Yugos, and I'll have to block. So there's going to be a lot of blocking going on. It has to block here, and then I have to block here. Now it created another Yugo down here. And I'm going to play here because this is 2 places where I can create a Yugo. And I'm going to create one right over here. Now it's got a block down here. So I'm ahead 10 Yugos to 7. And right now, Yugos aren't that important. But if we get to a point where no one can create an Igo, then the Yugo count is important at the end of the game. So it's going to block here, and I'm going to create another Yugo down here and open this space up. If it removes, okay, I've got a block here on G5. I have to, because it's got 3 Yugos in a row. I'm going to be careful. But the AI also has to be careful. If B3 is removed, I win with I go here. If D3 is removed, I win with an I go here. If D2 is removed, I win with an I go here. So I'm going to block and then see how smart the AI is. Okay, I'm just going to keep on blocking and see if it knows not to remove those pieces. It should, because I trained it not to remove those pieces, but we'll see. Okay, I think I have a forced win. If I play here on D4, no, it's not a forced win. It's not a forced win. If I play on D4, then it may want to block me here, but it shouldn't because, yeah, this is a forced win. One, no, it's not a forced win. Darn it. But it's going to be close. Will it block me here? It shouldn't. Oh, it did. Okay, so it did block me there, and in doing so, it opened up B3 for the win, and also D4 for the win. So I'm going to take one of those. And that is a win for me. So let's reset this, and I'm going to let the AI play first again. And let's see. Okay, I better start the game. Let's see what white does here. I'm going to play up here. So we have a different opening. Very different. Okay. As we don't have any people in the stream right now, I'm going to give the game 5 more minutes. And if we don't have anyone show up, I will call it a day. Okay, now I can play there. So I'm going to take advantage of that. He's going to block me there. No, I should have gone down here first. And I can also play here. Hmm. Let's see if I can take advantage of this spot here. He should probably. Now he can create a Yugo there. Well, I was preoccupied with that. I did not make any headway. So I've got Yugos all over the board, but none of them are really helping each other except for that, which is what we call a DPA, and it's game over. Okay, we've had a few people show up. We've had a few people pop in. No one stuck around. We didn't see anyone signed up or signed in. I don't see anyone in green. So we've got 3 people watching. Welcome to Migoyugo. And if you've never played the game before, it's a really easy game to learn. It's a really easy game to play, but very complex. And if you'd like to watch the game, I'm going to play a game against the AI, the level 4 AI. And if you'd like to play a game, just tell me in chat. I'm just going to say, hey, welcome to Migoyugo. Whoever you are. And let's see. if I can win another game against the AI. So this is going to be the last game against the AI. If you'd like to play a game of Migoyugo, if you've never played before, that's okay. It's really easy to play. I'm playing against the AI right now. I'm playing against the bot. But if you'd like to play against me, then you're welcome to do so. I'd be happy to have a game against you. And it should block here, which it does. And it blocks up there. And it blocks down there as well. So I'm going to give myself a chance to get a Yugo at either end here and get a couple more Yugos in a row. Okay, it opened that up. I'm going to block. Welcome to Migoyugo. I am the Nightfly and I invented this game. And the reason I'm streaming is to show people how the game is played and give people a chance to play the game. It's really fun. It's really easy. It is very, very complex. Like the game chess is complex. There's a lot going on in the game of chess, but there's so many different pieces and they all have their own story of how they move. This is different. It's really easy to learn. It's as easy to learn as game tic-tac-toe. You just place your Migos on the board. So it's got three Migos here and one down here. Three Yugos, pardon me. So the white and the black discs without the red dot, those are called Migos. You can place the Migos anywhere you like. If you get four in a row, for example, if it doesn't block here, which it did, but if you get four Yugos in a row, that's the one with the red dot, you win the game instantly. So let's see where I can try to get four Yugos in a row. It can't play there because that would create a line of more than four. So I get to play there. And it's got two places to block, but it can't block them both. And there we go. I have another win against the AI. But like I told you, the AI is not particularly strong. Hopefully, I will learn to build a better AI. But if you're in the chat, say hi. I'm just going to say hi. And if you'd like to play a game against me, even if you've never played the game before, it's really easy to play. Hey, how you doing? Less than pi? Welcome to the stream. I was just trying out the level 4 AI, and I can tell you that it is possibly a little bit better than the level 3, but still not great. Sure, waiting on a pizza. Okay, jump in for a 5 or a 10-minute game. Go ahead and challenge me. I'll take whatever you got coming. I think yesterday you won the last 3 games or something. So I am ready to defend my honor against you. And I will just wait for your challenge, whether you want a 5 or a 10-minute game. We have a 5-minute game. Here we go. And I'm playing as white. So let's go C5. So I expect you will go there. Okay, so I'm playing less than pi. Less than pi is a regular, a very good player, and certainly someone who is known to beat me on numerous occasions. If I take a look at my stats, yesterday, 1, 2, 3. We played 5 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I won, yeah, I won the first 2, and less than pi won the last 3. So right now, less than pi is on a 3-game winning streak against me. I'm not too pleased about that. Gotta tell ya, not too pleased about that. But we'll see if I can make up for that here? Maybe I can. I think I'm going to try something. How about that? What would happen if? What would happen if I did that? He's going to create a you go there. I'm going to block that. We're just trying some new ideas here. Again, there's still nobody who's good enough to know what's a winning strategy and what is not. I know that not blocking those is not a winning strategy. But I'm going to create a you go here and block that end. Then I'm going to try and work on building a you go over here. See what happens with that. I'm a little spread out at the moment. Is he going to create a second you go here? He may do so. He may just block. Yeah. If he creates a second you go here, he knows. He knows what I can and cannot do there. Is he going to create the you go there? Yes, he is. But those aren't connected, so I'm okay with that. Those are not connected. And less than pi does have a tendency to get me with a DPA. So I've got to be careful of the ever-present, always possible DPA. He's going to create a you go there. He's going to block. So he knows I can't go there. Can, okay, he's going to go there. I'm going to take that. Absolutely, I'm going to take that, which is what I was hoping for a long time ago when I stuck that Migo in the corner. All right. So he's blocked these two. Good move. And I don't really have anything exciting going on here. He's tied with me 4 Yugos to 4. So is he going to create the Yugo here? I'm guessing probably. And he did. So I'm going to block that. He can create, or he can place a piece here, but does he want to block there first? Now I can create a Yugo up here, but I opened that up. So I'll pass. I will pass on that for now. I've got to be careful of these. We get 5 Yugos each. We're about even on the clock. I beat less than pi once on the clock. If he creates a Yugo there. I beat less than pi once on the clock, and probably he was not too happy with that. I think he's going to play here. Maybe. He probably still wants that opened up, but I can create an I go here. He goes down there. I can create it. I can create a you go here and a you go here. Okay, so I cannot remove that, and I've got a block there. So I really wasn't paying too much attention. And he's got to block me down here or he loses. He should see that. Yeah. I'm going to play here. He's probably going to, oh, I lose. If he plays up here, I lose because I cannot play here. Not good. Okay. Now he's going to probably play here. He doesn't know, but if he plays on h6, I lose. But anyway, I've probably told him by now. I think he's definitely got the advantage here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so he's got a forced win. If he plays here, I have to block it. And in blocking it, I'm going to open up this one. So I have to block here. That is a DPA. I have to block here. He's so far ahead of me. There we go. Okay. A little bit of breathing room. Not a great position. I'm down 9, Yugos to 8, but I'm ahead on the clock by a minute. So at this point, I am hoping to win on time. I think that might be my only chance now. So he opened something. If I create a Yugo here, he cannot build here because that would create a line of 5. So I can take that Yugo, and then I can place my Migo back here and block, which I will do. So now I can create, no, I can't remove that. That would be a loss for me. So I just have to hope to win on the clock here. I don't see any Igos. I'm going to block. I don't see any Igos for less than pi. So I've simply got to block the board and be very careful not to unblock certain spots. He's got 31 seconds left. So let's go here. Oh my goodness, he missed an IGO. Or yeah, he missed an IGO right here. Wow. I'm blocking again. Yeah, he had to block that. He's got 24 seconds left. Now the race is on. Now the real game begins. Is it possible that he can create an IGO? I don't think so. Yeah. I hope not. What did I just do? What did I just do? See, look at this. He cannot play here. I'm going to create another IGO. He can't play there, so he'll probably play there. He still can't play here. I'm going to block that. He can't play here in the middle. Can you believe that? He can't win there. He's got 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. Let's go down here. Do I have any IGOs anywhere? Yeah, I think I do. If he doesn't play there, I win with an IGO. I had the advantage because I had the ability to scan the board because I had a lot of time left. But that's why I won that game with an IGO. Because once the board gets filled up this much, look at this, right smack in the middle of the board, and he cannot play there because it would create a line of 7, never mind longer than 4. It would create a line of 7, and he can't play there. But you did miss. You did miss. I think you missed a win. I'm just going to do a quick review and go back to, where was it? I'm going to go back to about here. I think you had a win. Let me just check. It wasn't there. Was it before this or after this? It must have been before this. No, it must have been before this. Where did I see it? So I blocked there. I'm pretty sure I saw a win in one for you. So you still can't play on e5. Okay, there it is. Right there. On move 40, you played here to block. You opened up f5. Right there. I missed it once. I missed it twice. I missed it three times. We both missed it three times. You had three chances to win, and I didn't block any of those three chances. So, if you'd like to play another game, let me know. If not, there's someone else watching. If you would like to play a game, then by all means, let me know. You can just say hi in chat. Oh, Puppers is here. Hey, Puppers, how you doing? I didn't even see you. Sorry, I was so focused on the game. Oh, yes. It is crazy. I'm telling you, you can't keep track of everything. It is so hard to keep track of everything in a 5 minute game. Both of us missed a win in one three times in a row. And I finally did see it. So it's not easy. So puppers are less than pi. If you'd like to play a game, feel free to challenge me. I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds, a minute, what have you. If I don't get a challenge, I'm going to end the stream. But if you'd like to play a few more games, then just let me know with a challenge or just say hi in chat and I will happily play a game. But Merry Christmas and puppers. Haven't seen you for a while, but welcome. And Less Than Pie, I think I did say Merry Christmas to you yesterday, but if I didn't, then Merry Christmas to you. New Year's coming up, all sorts of resolutions. There we go. Okay, so Poppers has challenged me to a 5 minute game. Poppers, I'm telling you, I'm okay. I'm starting as white. 5 minutes is an entirely different beast. It is tough. And if you don't believe me, you're going to find out very soon. You will find out very soon that a 5 minute game is not at all the same as a 3 minute game, as a 10 minute game. You simply don't have enough time to check everything. And you miss things and spaces that you said, oh, okay, I've got to make sure I don't play there. Yeah, you're going to play there. You're just going to forget about it. It's almost, I'm not going to say it's impossible to keep track of everything, but it's really hard to keep track of everything. So, um, but I did discover that you don't have to rush. You don't have to frantically get your moves on the board right away. You can play, you know, pretty good pace to start. Don't don't give yourself a DPA in that direction. That would not be good. What do I want to block here? I'm just going to go here. So there is a potential DPA on the board if D5 disappears. All right, I'm going to block that because that's the only line you can make with those two connected Yugos. What have I got going on? I'd like to have that. I'd like to have a lot of things, but I'm just going to keep this open just in case he feels like playing there at some point. I could take it myself, I suppose. We'll block up here. Yeah, I could have done that too. Okay, 3 Yugos to 2. We're both doing good on time. Um, the board is starting to fill up already. We don't have a lot of Yugos on the board. What happens when there's not a lot of Yugos is that the board fills up pretty quick. So he can't play here either. I'm just going to build up on the top of the board. All right, so I'm going to create a double Yugo here. Or not a double, pardon me. That's not a double Yugo at all. But I will block this diagonal and kind of void that Yugo on H2. It's not really useful for poppers at this point. If it creates a Yugo, what happens? I can get a Yugo up here. Do I want him to have a Yugo? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I do. Oh, I don't know what happened there, poppers, but yeah. Oh, not a bad move at all. I can't win there. I cannot win. Okay, but you still have to block with a Migo, so I'm going to let you have that. And I'm going to block here. Oh, now you let it go. Why didn't you block me? You missed that one. You missed that one, puppers. I know, it's a crazy game. It's a crazy game when you're playing 5 minutes. Okay, I'm playing black. I'll play over here. Yeah, and being rusty doesn't help either. If you've been out of the game for a little while, why did I let you do that? That was really stupid of me. That was not smart at all. I really don't know what I'm doing. I started playing poorly and I am continuing to play poorly. I don't know why. I'm going to block that. You're going to take that one. Okay. Poppers is playing really fast. That's a DPA. I don't want that. I'm going to have to come up here and block that. Yeah, Poppers has the center control that I much prefer to have, but I don't have. I can't play there. This is terrible. I've just started about as poorly as I can start. If I get that, he takes that, and he's going to be looking in 2 different directions, so I better block here first. I got to do some blocking. Now if I come, DPA. DPA. Good game. Okay, I'll do one more game if you'd like. I'm playing as white. Yeah, I started that game so poorly, and I just kind of lost the plot early on. And Puppers was just crushing me with Yugos everywhere, and I could not keep up. I could not keep up. Well, obviously, center control is valuable. So I have these two going this way. He's got those ones going that way. I'm going to let him block with Amigo. Okay, so now if that disappears, that's good for me. That's good for me there too. Okay. I will let you remove that if you feel like it at some point. And I'm going to take that. If you don't block here, it's over. Slow down. Don't miss it. That's a DPA. Poppers. You got to slow down. I know it's only 5 minutes, but you can slow down a little bit. Okay. One more? Okay, I'm playing as black. Let's see, Puppers, what do you got? So, Puppers, you are signed in, logged in, or whatever the heck, um, to Twitch, right? You found my channel on Twitch and you signed in. So I'm going to hopefully have a Twitch channel starting tomorrow. So I think from now on, hopefully, I will no longer be streaming on YouTube. I will be streaming on Twitch. And I don't know if one is better than the other, but um, I really don't know if one is better than the other. But I'm just going to try. Let's see what happens here. Is he going to block me or is he going to take the Yugo? He takes the Yugo. Is he going to go here? Okay, I'll block there. Oh, that's a DPA and I lose. Man alive. What am I doing? What am I rushing for? That game. Ah. Welcome to Migoyugo for whoever else is watching. I know we have more than Pi and Puppers watching, so if there's someone else and you feel like playing a game, by all means, jump right in. And yeah, you don't have to go quite that fast, just like I did there. Um, so if you send a challenge and I'm playing as white, if you send a challenge and the opponent accepts it, the game begins immediately. If the opponent declines, then the challenge is deleted. But if there's a 30-second timer on a challenge. So if your opponent doesn't respond to that challenge within 30 seconds, then it's automatically declined. So you're going to take this one. No, you're not. Okay. Yeah, I probably can multi-stream, but the truth is I don't know if my brain can handle that. Um, I can barely keep up with doing a YouTube stream, to be honest with you. I'm not very technologically savvy when it comes to this sort of thing. And I just get the feeling that if I try to stream on both, I'm probably going to screw them both up. If I try to stream on just one, I might be able to manage. But honestly, I don't know. But we'll try. What am I doing here? I think we're both moving way too fast because I'm losing track already. And he's going to play here, and that's going to be a DPA in the making, and I've got to block it. Now, he cannot play here, but I cannot. Okay, now what's going on? What's going on? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing so well in this game either. Still don't want to play there. Still can't remove this piece. I can come down here. If you don't take the time to watch what's going on, you're going to get crushed. It's you have to know what's going on every corner of the board because if you don't, your opponent's going to get you. Your opponent is going to get you if you don't. Guess I'll block that. I'm not doing so well in this game. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to review that. That was terrible. Okay, I have to review. What the heck happened there? I bet you had more than, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I opened that up. By the way, that's called a trap door. Officially, that's called a trap door. Let me show you. So here, this position where there are three Yugos in a line and I'm blocking with a Migo. This is a trap door because if I step on C7 or G3, that's going to create, well, that's going to make this Migo disappear. And then obviously the opponent will create an IGO. So that's called a trap door. I named it officially when I was telling the AI how to play the game. So when you see three in a row and you're blocking with a Migo, and if you remove that Migo by creating your own Yugo, that is a trap door. So there we go. We've got a new term. We've got a DPA. We've got a pie line, and we've got a trap door. So there we go. So pie or puppers, if you feel like having another game, by all means, let me know. Give me a challenge. And if there's someone else here who would like to play, you don't have to log in. You can play me as a guest, but just let me know because I will log out because a guest can only play a guest and a member can only play a member. So if you haven't signed up, if you're not a member, then okay, so a pie line. Let me show you. So I'm going to go here to local play and start. So I'm going to show you a pie line. So this is just something to avoid. So right here, let's say, for example, black blocks and black blocks again. So you've got three Migos in a row, okay? And it's white to play. If white plays here on C2, that is going to create a line where before black couldn't remove this Migo without giving you the ability to create your own Yugo. Okay, so if I undo that, right now, if black removes C3 or C7, right, then you've got three of your own in a row. And if you play where that piece is removed, then you're going to have a line of four. You're going to create Yugo. But if you put a piece here, you're blocking yourself. So you've got 1, 2, 3. If this Migo disappears, you no longer can play there. You've blocked yourself by putting yourself in a position where you are unable to play a line. So you said I should make it so guests can play members and it doesn't count to the member stats. I thought about that long and hard. Here's the issue. If you are a guest playing against a member, you don't have any stats. You can goof around, you can do whatever you want. A member, part of the value of being a member is keeping stats. And I find that when I was playing on chess.com, if I was playing someone who had just signed up or wasn't, if I was playing as a guest, they didn't care. And what would often happen is they'd be in a losing position and they would just abandon the game because what do they care? It doesn't count against them. They're not keeping stats. Now, as a member, if you would only play a guest, it wouldn't count for your stats either. But I found that playing when I'm not logged in, so often people would abandon the game with 5 minutes left in the game. And it's just, if you're a guest and you abandon the game against another guest, big deal. It doesn't hurt anybody's stats. But if you're a member, I want those games to count. And if you play against a guest as a member, well, there's at least one person who doesn't care about stats. That's the guest. Anyway, a pie line, and even if I undo this and I go as white, right? If I go here, even though black isn't blocking right now, I've just blocked myself. I cannot play on C3. Okay. And that is called a pie line. And it was DPA who recommended it. But here is why I think it works. I know this is going to sound really, this is going to be a stretch, but just let me show you here. I'm going to show you horizontally. So if I go white, 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 then black, and then if I play white here, right, there's the pie line. Guess what you see? 1, 2, 3, and then a decimal point, and then a 1. So what is pi? 3.147 and so on. So 3.1, I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch, maybe. But anyway, I thought, okay, fine. And Pi, you are the first player to become a member, and you're the one who's played the most, and you're the one who's participated in this with me more than anybody else. So I certainly felt that you deserve to have something named for you. And anyway, that's why that is called a pi line. So now we have DPA has his name forever on the game. Pi, you've got your name forever. Puppers, I haven't found anything that looks like a pup yet, but we'll see if something comes up. Anyway, so that's why we have a pi line. So we have a DPA, we have a pi line, and we have a trapdoor. Those are the three things. And I'm trying to teach the AI these three different ideas, and it's really hard. It is really hard to get the computer, its its spatial understanding is not great. It can reason, and it can look at things logically, and it's great at creating code and doing calculations and formulations. But even in a two-dimensional space that is constricted to an 8 by 8 grid, I have not yet found a really good way to get it to understand concepts like DPAs and pi lines and trapdoors. It's a work in progress, but I think level 4 is slightly better than level 3. Slightly, but I'm working on it. So anyway, that's why we called that a pi line. So if we do have anyone who would like to play another game or two, I will sit here another 30 seconds. Go ahead and challenge me if you would like to do so. If not, we'll call it a day. I've been online now for just about an hour, and an hour on anybody's Sunday is a long enough time, I think. But is the AI like a priority hierarchy? In some ways, yes. I'm so priority number one for the AI is if you can create an IGO in one move, you must move. So I call these must moves. So if you can create an IGO in one move, you must take that move and you win the game instantly. So that is the number one priority. It's it's given a 10,000 value, what have you. A 5,000 value would be if it's your turn and your opponent can win in one move by creating an IGO, you must block that spot. So the most important thing is if you can win instantly, take the win. The second most important is if your opponent can win instantly in their next move, you must block it. And then we get into DPAs and trapdoors. Like don't remove your own Migo from a position where your opponent has three Yugos in a row, where if you remove that Migo, your opponent will win. It's so difficult. I'm just not smart enough to do this. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but I'm seriously, I'm not smart enough to do it. But I'm doing it longhand. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. But anyway, we're working on it. So yes, there is a priority hierarchy for sure. And all of the AI levels, they have an understanding of that. But for the level 1, for example, I let it make random moves. For level 2, I permit it fewer random moves. For level 3, I I let it have maybe 5% random moves. So they're all using the same concepts. They're just there's less randomness. There's more um, thought put into it from the level 3 and the level 4 AIs. But level 4 has a little bit more going for it. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. And I am going to hopefully in 24 hours, 3 o'clock Pacific tomorrow, Sunday, I will have a Twitch stream where if you'd like to play, you can come and watch on Twitch. I don't think that you need to sign up for Twitch or to do anything. I think you just find me there, Migoyugo, Twitch, whatever. And then you can watch the stream, but you can play against me just like we're doing here on YouTube. So Pupper says, I'm sure AI is hard no matter what. Doubt early chess AI looks much cleaner. Yeah. I've got, there are some different things that I can do. There's alpha beta minimax with pruning. There are some different things that I can do, but again, I'm learning and I'm just not quite smart enough to do these things yet. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks, fellas. Have a great afternoon. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully, we'll see you at my Twitch stream if I can get that going. Take care. Bye bye.